This is Sports for Real, and it's late night over here on the East Coast down here in Jacksonville. I just wanted to come on and get caught up a little bit on these Olympics. These Olympics have been great, right? It's the thrill of the competition, and when you can actually beat the best in the world, how great is that? And that's what you've been seeing underdogs who have got a chance to get on the stage worldwide and they perform. A lot of the favorites, I guess they thought they can just show up and win. Doesn't always happen. A lot of times it does, but then you get challenged, like what took place in the men's 1500. Then we saw it again with the men's steeplechase. We saw it in previous Olympics with the 100 meters. That Italian won it last time before Noah Lyles did it. But I'm going to share my screen here. And if I can get to it, I'm going to share the screen. And the first thing I want to talk about is Noah Lyles. I just already mentioned his name the first time, but he ended up winning the 100 meters. That's the first time an American has won the 100 meters since 2008. And this was a photo finish, a very controversial photo finish to a lot of people. But according to the rules, not really. Lyles, as you can see right here in the middle, his body is behind the foot and knee of another runner. But the rule states that the torso is what counts. His torso is clearly ahead of everybody else. So this guy from Jamaica, Thompson, he get the silver behind the leaning Noah Lyles. Technique always comes through in a pinch. And in this case right here, the upright Thompson from Jamaica gets leaned at the tape by Noah Lyles. So that is a legitimate championship by Lyles. The Jamaicans are protesting, but it's going to be to no avail because it's clear here to me that the torso of Noah Lyles comes across before the irrelevant body parts over here of these other runners. It's always been the rule as far as I knew. They've changed a lot of things in sports, track and field, but not this. The torso is the most important part. And because of that, Lyles is classified as the world's fastest man at the moment. Now, he's also going for a double. He's going to be running in the 200 finals tomorrow because he qualified tonight. And if he's able to pull a double off, it would be the first time since Usain Bolt did it in 8, 12, and 16, 3 times in a row. And before that, you had Carl Lewis doing it in 1984 in LA. Been talking a lot about the 84 Olympics, and that's yet another reference to that. So Lyles is the clear favorite to win that 200. And if he does, he's going to join Usain Bolt and Carl Lewis as double winners. Okay. Next, we talk about the hurdles. The hurdles will slam you if you just trip up just a little bit. We've seen it in the Olympics. We saw Gail Devers do it. She clipped the last hurdle, and that cost her the one in the 100 meters and the hurdles championships. And I saw Lolo Jones do it. It was 8 years in Rio. She clipped the hurdles, and that cost her a gold medal. So you never know until you cross the hurdle. But anytime you have to jump something, you're in peril. And such was the case tonight when you see right here, this Ethiopian runner, Lamiche Gemini, or something along those lines. Well, he's one of the favorites to win this 5,000-meter steeplechase. And as he was on the final lap, he's in tight competition for a medal. But he hit his knee on the hurdle, and then when he flipped over, he landed square on top of his head, knocked him out cold. The race continued. The announcers, they didn't say anything about it at the moment. They noted that he failed, but they kept on broadcasting the race, which is what they're supposed to do to keep the action moving. But when this guy hit that head on that track, it knocked him out. So they had to come get him. And when they came to get him, they put a neck brace on him to remove him from the track. I don't think he's going to have any serious neck problems from that, but he may have a headache for a minute or two. But that was some serious competition. And as it turns out, You had the defending Olympic champion from Morocco. He won it again, but barely. You had a surprise American Rooks come in there and steal silver medal. That was a great run by Rooks, but we hope Gomini is going to be okay. But those hurdles in any event, they're crucial. And we saw it yet again tonight. So when I talk about the perils of the Olympics, you ain't guaranteed anything. So he had a chance to win it. Inbrigtsen from I forget exactly what the country is from, the favorite runner. He was supposed to win the 1500, and the American came and beat him out on that in Olympic record time. You're not guaranteeing anything. So you have to clear all these hurdles and you got to keep competing. I think this guy's going to be all right. But again, the perils of the Olympics are uncertain. They can strike at any time. And this time it hit the Ethiopian runner who was in contention for another medal. All right. So with the Olympics, like I say, it's been great. It's winding up. I only have a couple more days. We got the 200 and we get the hurdle winner. Hurdle winners are coming up the next day, and we saw Quincy Hall win the quarter tonight, and the man had that dog determination to outsprint the guys coming from behind to win that race because he wanted it, and that's what it's going to take if you're going to be a champion. And in that spirit of competition, that's what makes the Olympics great because you get all these countries coming from all over the world, and by all of them being Olympic qualifiers, you know that they all could possibly win. All it takes is to have one big race like Quincy put together tonight, and you can become an Olympic champion. But it's unfortunate that while all this is going on, there's still a lot of unrest taking place in the world. For instance, I don't know what I just did. Right now, there's a big problem over in England. I told you guys before, I'm a rideshare driver, and I was riding around today, and I just happened to pick up somebody with an English accent. So as I get to talking with this person, I wanted to know. I said, "Are you from England?" Yes. And that opened up a whole nice conversation. And what came to light in this conversation to me was that there was a riot that's been taking place for a while now in England. So what's taking place is you have far right extremists who are against immigrants moving into the country and taking up resources. What they want to do is expel them. So the far right extremists have taken up to the streets and they've been attacking and looting certain places and burning out other spots to try to get rid of these people that they don't want in their country. So in this picture right here, you see the far right extremists taking on the cops. Well, recent developments after I found out about this situation is right now people, the citizens of London, are fighting back against the far right extremists. Now, what this person told me today from England, most of the blacks or immigrants, if you will, they live in South London. And these far right extremists, I was told that they wouldn't dare come to South London because they're outnumbered. So what they're doing, they're finding spots where the immigrants or people of color are of a minority number and they're attacking in those places. They aren't attacking in places where they can be met with resistance. But if you follow the news, and I've gotten spun up on it real quick, is that the people, the citizens of London and all across England, they're fighting it back against these extremists. And one thing that was brought to light again was in England, it's quite different over there than it is here in America. Most Americans are armed with firearms. Very, very little firearms are a problem in England. Their problems are with knives. Knives are more prevalent than guns. And if you get caught with a gun over there, especially if you use it, you get ready to do some serious time over in England. But that is the difference between the two countries. Lots of guns in America, very few in the UK. They still have them. Violence does occur, but not like anywhere close to where it is here in America. So I was quite shocked to find out that riot was taking place because normally in times of Olympics, people are unified with their country as they go compete against other countries. And a lot of this stuff takes a back seat. But I had no idea because it hadn't really made news on this side of the pond, if you will, that there was a riot taking place. But now that I looked into it, yes, it's been raging for a while. And what's alarming is some of the same issues that those people, the far right extremists over there, are fighting against or making an issue of is exists right here in America. They're already talking about it could be civil war someday, which I don't think is going to happen, but they're putting that idea out there based on the same kind of issues that they're fighting with over here in England. Basically, immigration. That is a hot button. That is a hot button in England, and it's a hot button in the United States. So when you start talking about the two kissing cousins, if you will, United States and England, you have some of the issues that they're both dealing with. So hopefully, this little riot situation will be brought under control by the cops. And I think it's going to be that way because not only are the cops fighting against these extremists, the citizens are backing up the cops. A lot of times it's the opposite. The cops will join a side and that just creates more problems. So hopefully England can get all this straightened out. But I just wanted to point out that I just happened to stumble upon this information just by being a rideshare driver. And the person from England told me about what was going on. So hopefully, again, in the spirit of the Olympics, all this can come to a head and dissipate so we all can finish celebrating the sports that is taking place over in Paris. All right. So, quick recap. I want to talk about that Noah Lyles photo finish. Jamaicans, they felt like because the body parts was ahead of Lyles that they should have been declared the winner, but the rules clearly say it's the torso, and Lyles is clearly torso over everybody else. So he gets the gold medal. He's going to go for the 200 tomorrow, and that gives him a chance at the 1-2 double to be the third man to ever do that. The Ethiopian steeplechaser hit that wood hurdle and with his knee, and he fell on his head. And when he hit that track, it knocked him out. He was in contention to get a medal, but after that, the concern turned to if he was going to be all right. They removed him off the track in a neck brace. I think he's going to be fine, but it's a tough time to go out like that. Well, on the other side of that, he gave it all he got and he left it on the track. So if he has to get beat and he can't win it no other way, at least you can see from these images right here that you had to beat this man. And if that's what it took to beat him, so be it. So I think that's worth noting. And finally, you have the unrest that's taking place over in England, and hopefully that can come under control real soon. All right. So again, this is Sports for Real. Just want to come on and give a quick recap of the Olympics. I'll check back in tomorrow after the 200 takes place. And you got Sydney McLaughlin going against Femke Bol of the Netherlands. That's going to be a great race. So still a lot more action to take place in the Olympics. And we're all building up to the marathon finale that's going to take place on Sunday before we have those closing ceremonies. So I'm still looking forward to a final few days of the Paris 2024 Olympics. So until next time, got to go to work. This is Sports for Real.